And the show is ready to go on after yesterday's severe weather. The blankets are out on the Capitol lawn. Week 4 of concerts on the square, and we'll have a live preview. Plus, overdoses are rising here in Dane County. How experts say you can be proactive in getting help to those who may need it. And it's Madison's favorite summertime sidewalk sale. A mix of excitement and a little concern from shop owners as we look ahead to Maxwell Street days. You're watching News 3 now at 5. And thanks for being with us. Susan is off tonight. And after yesterday's severe weather, concerts on the square is all systems go. The concert will take place same time as usual, 7 o'clock tonight. And for more on that, let's go live to the Capitol Square. Our Jalen Banks and meteorologist Blaze Keller are standing by live. Gentlemen.
Good evening, Eric. Eric, I just have to apologize real quick. When you were out here, it was pretty toasty.
Oh, yeah.
Blaze and I, we caught a break because it's pretty cool out here.
It is wonderful outside. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Dew points have dried out in the order of 10 to 20 degrees, so we've really removed a lot of that moisture from the atmosphere today. Obviously, that was in the atmosphere yesterday, which is why we had those storms. And now we're sitting underneath mostly sunny to partly sunny conditions with a light northeasterly wind. If we want to take a look at our live Edgewater sky cam in downtown Madison, looking off towards the university, plenty of sunshine to go around. We've got northeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures not only in Madison but across Dane County in the upper 60s to low 70s. It does not feel humid outside. Even though our dew points are in the 50s, it just does not feel like we're in the heart of summer right now, which is some great news. As Jalen had mentioned, previous concerts on the square were a little bit more, I would say, on the humid side. But if we look at the next couple of hours, upper 60s to low 70s, quiet conditions from the time the music starts to when it's wrapping up, when the final notes are played. I mean, looking behind us, folks are reading, they're enjoying the music, maybe getting some last minute work done before the music starts here at 7. It's a great afternoon here.
And there's quite a few spots still open if you're wanting to come downtown. So we encourage you to come on out. Coming up after the break, we're going to have CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, Joe Lanus, joining us, giving us a full breakdown as far as what to expect tonight. But for now, we're going to send it back to Eric in studio.
The show will check back in shortly. The National Weather Service has rated 4 tornadoes that touched down during yesterday's storms. 3 of those spotted near Hustisford, Beaver Dam, and Mazomanie have been rated as EF0s. Well, the tornado that touched down in Dodgeville has been determined to be an EF1. More ratings are likely to come through yet this afternoon as damage assessments are still ongoing. Now to an update on a Dodgeville woman who went missing earlier this week. Law enforcement are now confirming that her body was found in the backseat of a vehicle in Nebraska yesterday. Dorinda Segebrecht had last been seen on Tuesday. Then later that day, her vehicle was spotted in Illinois. A Nebraska State Patrol trooper then spotted the vehicle in Lincoln yesterday morning. However, Segebrecht was not the driver, but instead they say 23-year-old Gavin Thompson of Dodgeville. And Thompson led law enforcement on a chase that ended with him crashing into a creek. Segebrecht was found dead in the back seat of the vehicle. Thompson in custody now, facing several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. The Wisconsin Elections Commission found the former Madison city clerk broke several laws over those uncounted ballots. In a 5-1 vote, the WEC accepted a report finding that Mary Beth Witzel-Bale violated 5 election laws after nearly 200 ballots were not counted in the November presidential election. The commission doesn't have the power to bring charges, and the report does not recommend that prosecutors do so. Well, right now, Dane County is under an overdose spike alert. The public health department said they don't know what's causing the spike. Our Tenasia Shaw talked to health officials about the potential reason for the spike and what you can do to save a life.
We issue a spike alert to warn people that may be using drugs. There's something you need to take extra precautions for.
Within a day, Dane County's EMS responded to 5 overdoses. Dane County's public health supervisor, Julia Olson, says this is more than usual for the county.
This uptick was pretty noticeable for us.
Right now, it's unclear exactly what caused the sudden uptick in overdoses, but lace drugs could be a factor.
There could be fentanyl. There could be blood pressure medication. There could be plastics. There could be a number of things that are in the drug supply that are causing these reactions for people.
Olson also mentioned that out of the 5 overdoses, Quote, several of them thought they were taking a pain pill that was not prescribed to them.
We would also suggest people test their drugs. There's test strips available in vending machines throughout the county, harm reduction vending machines.
And if you're looking to be proactive, there is an easy and free step that you could take. Behind me, you see this blue harm reduction vending machine outside of UW Health's emergency room. It carries harm reduction supplies like naloxone. Carrying that product in your purse, in your car, or at your office could save a life.
It's just such a safe medicine. It's so easy to administer. I do think it makes sense. I carry it in my backpack. I keep some in my purse.
Dr. Elizabeth Salisbury Afshar works in addiction medicine. Naloxone is an active ingredient in Narcan and is one of the supplies that's easily accessible at harm reduction machines and online. Drug testing strips are also available for free. Before having any of these products on standby, it's important to know the signs of an overdose.
Somebody's not responding and often either not breathing or breathing really slowly. Sometimes people may almost even have like a snoring noise, like kind of a rattling breathing. Sometimes fingernails can turn like a bluish color, lips can turn a bluish color.
Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanasia, thank you. If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use disorder, this is the hotline for safe communities. Recovery coaches are available all day, every day of the week. First-time unemployment is down compared to what the Labor Department had seen previously. There were 7,000 fewer initial filings for unemployment insurance during the week that ended July 12th. Labor Department says the first time in 3 years there have been 5 straight weeks of declining initial filings. However, the data also reveals jobless claims made by federal workers are on the rise. Well, even with mixed signals about the economy, Americans have been on a shopping spree. The latest snapshot from the Commerce Department shows Americans spent over $720 billion on retail and food sales. That's up 0.6% from May and up nearly 4% from last June. The numbers were about 3 times higher than expected and continue to surge during online sales in the month of July.
I think what we're really seeing about consumers right now, with inflation, with prices being high, people are more discerning. They're being very strategic. They're really considerate of how they're spending their money.
During a 4-day period earlier this month, consumers spent more than $24 billion on Amazon Prime and other online sales events. That's up 30% from a year ago. The Wisconsin Beef Council is donating to help food insecure families today. The WBC delivered 280 pounds of beef to Second Harvest Food Bank. That donation is a result of the Beef Council's Fueled by Beef apparel fundraiser. The organization raised $1,500 through selling T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and sweatshirts.
And just really glad that we can provide this protein-packed product, especially right now. We're at summertime, kiddos are spending more time at home, families might be feeling that pinch. And so if we can provide this nutritious food for them, we're just all the happier for it.
The Wisconsin Beef Council will also be donating ground beef to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin, which is up in Appleton. It is the first day of the Dane County Fair, and today is Hometown Hero Day. All military personnel, police officers, firefighters, first responders receive free admission, and there's plenty of fun for the whole family. You got your music, rides, and fair food, and it's also an opportunity for Wisconsin's youngest to show off their skills.
We have photography projects, we have woodworking projects, we have cake decorating, foods and nutrition, mechanical sciences. We have a wonderful Lego display this year from all the kids and all the hard work. So this shows what they have done all year, and this is their chance to be judged.
There are also other special themes for each day. Tomorrow, Friday, is Kids Day. Saturday is Farm Fresh Day. And Sunday is Family Day. And you can find all of the events and get tickets online at DaneCountyFair.com. Parking, by the way, is free at Alliant Energy Center. And Maxwell Street Day's summer sidewalk sale returns to Madison this year. The event celebrating 50 years of great bargains. 55 local businesses are selling goods ranging from clothing and jewelry to artwork and gifts. Attendees can also get food from State Street and Capitol Square shops and restaurants. Now, organizers say there's a mix of excitement, but also a little stress from shop owners.
It goes both ways. So some of us love it. Like there's the people, the extroverts that are like, yay, it's busy. We get to be outside and talk to everybody and sell stuff and have fun. And we provide lunch and stuff. And then there's other people who are like, oh, it's so much work. I can't wait till it's over. So it goes both ways. I look forward to it every year. So.
There are also several new activities this year, including a band tomorrow night, free face painting on Sunday. Maxwell Street Days runs until 5 p.m. on Sunday in the city. The city says the event will shut down State Street and the 200 block of North Henry starting tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. Streets will then reopen at 6 Sunday evening. Some Madison Metro routes will also be affected. Still ahead at 6, Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. He'll join us to tell us about our chances for storms as we enter the weekend. And the White House issuing a statement on President Trump's health as Congress looks to reclaim billions of dollars in spending. Thursday trading on Wall Street, all in positive territory. The Dow gaining some 230 points. The Nasdaq up 155. S&P 500 jumps almost 34. And we'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Attorney General Pam Bondi visited Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay. Bondi making the trip weeks after President Trump called for rebuilding and reopening Alcatraz to house violent criminals. The facility, known as The Rock, is now a national park and a popular tourist destination. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi slammed the idea as a waste of time and taxpayer dollars.
They want to spend money on Alcatraz when they're taking food out of the mouths of babies, adding trillions of dollars to the national debt to give tax breaks to the richest people in America and corporate America. And now they want to undo something that was shut down because it was too expensive to carry at the time.
According to the U.S. Bureau of Prisons, Alcatraz closed back in 1963 because it cost 3 times more to run the facility than other federal prisons. Well, the White House says President Trump is in excellent health after announcing he's dealing with a health issue that his doctors say is common in older people. It comes as the president is on the verge of a win in Congress that will claw back billions of dollars in spending. Erica Brown with the latest from Capitol Hill.
The White House press secretary used Thursday's briefing to give an update on the president's health.
In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House medical unit.
Caroline Levitt read a doctor's letter saying tests showed no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease, but that Trump has blood pooling in his veins common in older people. Doctors attributed bruising people have noticed on the president's hands to aspirin therapy.
Frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy.
The president has been talking with Republican lawmakers about the future of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell.
He's unlikely to fire the chairman, but he has substantial concerns with regard to how he's managed the Fed.
And now the White House says it wants to know why renovation costs for the Federal Reserve building are higher than projected. Overnight, the Senate narrowly passed a bill that cuts $9 billion in funds that were previously approved by Congress.
It's been 35 years, essentially, since we've done a rescission. So $9 billion or $90 billion as we think about 10-year windows, I think is pretty meaningful.
The cuts include $1.1 billion in funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which funds NPR and PBS, as well as roughly $8 billion in foreign aid.
The consequences of these recessions will prove to be devastating here and across the globe.
The measure is back in the hands of the House with a vote expected this evening.
Well, the House has until midnight Friday to pass the rescissions package. If it misses that deadline, the money must be unfrozen and then spent originally as directed by Congress. It's been a cool day for southern Wisconsin compared to what we've been dealing with the last several weeks. Will tomorrow be more of the same? Here's Alex with our temperatures.
Indeed, yes, Eric, it will be. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Now, we did low 70s today, but still really refreshing weather in the forecast as we go into Friday. We'll do 77 in Lone Rock, 75 in Baraboo, 78 Madison, and 76 to the south in both Monroe and Janesville. And I got some really good news for folks along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. More on that good news in just a moment. Once we get through a beautiful day as we head into Friday, then we've got some changes in our forecast as part of the 3 things you need to know. This weekend, turning unsettled. That's that extra bit here in the 3rd thing that you need to know here. And we can tell part of this story by looking at that muggy meter. Beautiful conditions that Jalen and Blaze are mentioning downtown right now in Madison with low humidity values. Dew points right now in the 50s. That's that comfy stuff. But look at the yellow line going up as we go into Friday night into Saturday. Back up into the very humid. Then it goes back into the comfy range on Sunday and then back up into the very humid to oppressive range as we head out into next week. And more on that weather pattern that I've been mentioning during the 4 o'clock newscast in just a moment here. Thunderstorms knocking on our doorstep 4 o'clock Saturday morning. So late Friday night going into Saturday morning, the Dells over towards Richland Center and Viroqua seeing some scattered thunderstorms, getting down to the Madison area around 6 o'clock as we head into Saturday morning. Moving further in time here, 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Those showers and those thunderstorms, they're moving out of the area and likely taking a lot of that energy away from the atmosphere for redevelopment in the afternoon. I think much of the day will be dry after that first line of thunderstorms comes through Saturday morning, with perhaps just a pop-up shower or storm Saturday afternoon following that morning line. Here's the good news for areas near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. We have pretty much completely cleared the moderate drought conditions across Lafayette, Greene, and Rock counties. Even in some cases, almost all of Rock County now is completely even out of the abnormally dry range. So this is good news. And we've got more rain in the forecast that we need to talk about here. Rain chances Friday night going into Saturday. We've discussed that. Look out to next Tuesday and Wednesday. Back up to the scattered. Those bars getting up into the scattered pattern as we head into Tuesday night, Wednesday night. And we're going to repeat that pattern Wednesday night, Thursday night, perhaps Friday night, going into the following weekend. Highs in the upper 80s, lows right around 70. So plenty of humidity, plenty of heat out there for a very active weather pattern. We call this a ridge when we've got that warm center right over the center part of the United States. And notice how Madison is north, or just above the area of greatest potential for above normal temperatures. We're right in the northern peripheral of that ridge. It's called the Ring of Fire. And take note here, our precipitation outlook, Madison above normal chances for water, just north, just above that area of dry weather. This is when we get that active, occasionally July and August weather pattern where we get that daily consistent thunderstorm chances. In the morning, the thunderstorms fizzle out, we clear out, we prime back up, we get hot, we get humid, and then at night we get a cluster of storms pretty much each night next week. So the First One Weather Team, first to let you know, active next week. We could be looking at several bouts of severe weather, but more importantly, some heavy rainfall in southern Wisconsin becoming more likely as we go out over the course of the next 8 to 14 days. And at 6 o'clock, I'll give you a glimpse how much water you can expect.
All right, Alex, thank you. Still to come at 5. Preparations are underway for concerts on the square. We're going back downtown to learn more about tonight's show and the performers. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
And welcome back. Yesterday's tornadoes put a hold on concerts on the square, but the event is gearing up with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra tonight set to perform. Blaze Keller and Jalen Banks are live downtown for tonight's event. Guys?
Yeah, you're not wrong, Eric. Things are definitely starting to get pretty lively down here. There's more and more blankets getting set out. Just a little bit ago, Blaze and I, we were talking about it off camera here with Joe Landis, the CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. They were doing a sound check
of the harp.
Of the harp. I mean, it was melodic, angelic, you name it.
Is that what we can expect tonight?
Yeah, so Joanna Weinholtz is our harp soloist. She's a faculty at UW, been with us since 2022. She's on 2 pieces tonight. Mahler 5, she's kind of more of a supporting role, but she closes the first half with this incredible harp piece that's just gonna soar this whole downtown.
I mean, you touched on it a little bit. What do we have, planned for tonight's selection?
Yeah, so we have a guest conductor coming in, Yaniv Danur, and it's a fairly classical program. So Mozart 40 is a very familiar tune in the classical canon, and then you have Joanna playing Debussy and Mahler, and then we have open and closers that are real treats actually. So it's a very kind of energetic program, I want to say. And the harmonies and just sort of the textures of the music, like it's a pretty magical blend of music tonight.
The last time we talked, you mentioned that classical music really just kind of opens up your mind. Can you expand on that? What about like listening to classical music just really opens up you and your mind?
Well, I'm a classically trained cellist, so I have some familiarity from that standpoint. But I think the brilliance of the writing. I mean, think about this. you have 12 voices in the orchestra, maybe sometimes 15 or more. And there's a composer who takes those different instruments with different textures and the way the phrasing is, and they create a piece of music. So the genius behind writing this type of music and the structures, I think, if you commit to actively listening to this, like it really gets inside of you. And I think depending on kind of your sensibilities, certain music will take you certain places. And I think this program, I was at dress rehearsal Tuesday, it really resonated with me, and I'm sure it'll resonate with a lot of people.
Now, to enjoy this, obviously, you guys need support. How can folks in the community continue to support Concerts on the Square?
Well, this is the 42nd year of Concerts on the Square.
4 decades.
Oh, wow. This is our rain day, and you just look on how many people are filling in to support it just by showing up. But it is a free event, and it does cost us $1.1 million. And your listeners at home, everyone out here, this is your event. If you want to see this continue, make a charitable contribution, kind of pay it forward for the next generation. You can text WCO to 53555, WCO to 53555, and make any level of contribution to help us keep this going.
Absolutely.
So we can keep it going for 4 more decades and more.
Yeah, 4 more decades. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes, it would
Absolutely. Well, sounds good. Thank you, Joe. As always, you can come see us here on the corner of King. You can start laying out your blankets now. There's quite a few spots still open, but as Joe and everybody else has mentioned, the music starts at 7, ends at 9, so come on out and enjoy the show. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Eric.
All right, guys, should be a great night. Looking forward to the show. And Alex will be back next, and he'll have a final check of your First One forecast after a short break.
We found a place where bipartisanship is safe, so if they can play nice here, why not in Congress? That's our Eye on America.
And older Americans remember when she topped the charts. Younger people know her from TikTok. We learned pop singer Connie Francis has died at 87. A remembrance tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington rejoining us once again with a look at the forecast, and it's looking like just a beautiful night for Concerts on the Square.
Picture perfect. Look, temperatures in the 60s for the concert. We dip all the way down. Look at Baraboo, 51 degrees for a low temperature. Remember, we were up in the 80s with high heat index values just yesterday and the day before, so gorgeous night tonight. Maybe give the AC a break, and we'll repeat that on Friday. Highs in the 70s, sunny skies, low humidity levels, but that's a different story as we go out into next week. Coming up at 6, I'm going to let you know how much water we could potentially expect at a daily shower and storm chances next week.
All right, Alex, thank you. And thanks for watching News 3 Now at 5. Coming up next, the CBS Evening News. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.